This is Mr. Westbrooks, educator, astronumerologist, and co-host of Unread Book Review with Nick and Rue. Let me put y'all up on this new ebook series that's here to educate our people of all ages, especially the youth, about our collective power, both historically, presently, and beyond. Voices of the Diaspora, written by Knowledge Born Allah, is unique in that it takes the traditional e-reading experience and infuses it with audio recordings, revolutionary songs, and revolutionary music videos. Some of the topics include stories about Black entrepreneurs, stories about Black women who have shaped our world, and stories of Black innovators who've impacted the field of STEAM, plus much more. If you want to know more about this series and what it has to offer, check out our Unread episode featuring Knowledge Born Allah, who was also the founder and host of Do the Knowledge Radio. After the interview, go log on to dotheknowledgeradio.com so you can get your copy of Voices of the Diaspora so that you, your family, your community, and your world can be inspired by the stories of visionaries shaping our future and honoring our past. Thank you in advance for your support and continue striving to be the best version of yourself.
Talk to him, Dr. Clark.
He called for the unity and the redemption of the African world.
Salute them, Honorable Marcus
We were
Garvey.
not ready to listen then.
They might not have been ready then.
There's wonder whether we are ready
Ain't no doubt about it.
to listen
We ready, baby.
now.
Let's go. Yeah.
Flag fly high, flag fly high, flag fly high.
Black fists in the sky with the side to side.
If the flag fly high,
Come on.
flag fly high, flag fly high, flag fly high.
RBG's on the rise, all eyes will recognize.
A flag fly high,
Hold it high, let it fly. Rep those colors forever, Garvey will never die. On my 90, the throne ready, let's take a ride. Cats won't fix, men don't, choose a side. This is the path for the warriors. Seldom travel yet and still vainglorious. Black power represents us. You either rolling with Africa or against us. Ha!
flag fly high, flag fly high, flag fly high.
Black fists in the sky with the side to side.
If the flag fly high,
Come on.
flag fly high, flag fly high, flag fly high.
RBG's on the rise, all eyes will recognize.
A flag fly high,
The red is for the blood. I got the best stock, the rest got sludge. The black is for the gods, melanated and elevated, holding the main charge. The green is for the cradle, Africa everything first, the earth's navel. His Excellency put it together as a symbol of liberation. That's how we get the letters RBG.
flag fly high, flag fly high, flag fly high.
Black fists in the sky with the side to side.
If the flag fly high,
Come on.
flag fly high, flag fly high, flag fly high.
RBG's on the rise, all eyes will recognize.
A flag fly high,
Been blind minds since 99. People army them know the time. I'll the drab on my design. We roll ready. Hard line. Ain't no games with that red flame. Triple stage of that black bang. Revolution in my veins. Till we free, I won't change. And you can count on that like an abacus. Celebrate the victories and the challenges. It's deeper than social media statuses. This lifestyle full of nation building practices. Yeah.
flag fly high, flag fly high, flag fly high.
Black fists in the sky with the side to side.
If the flag fly high,
Come on.
flag fly high, flag fly high, flag fly high.
RBG's on the rise, all eyes will recognize.
A flag fly high,
Represent that red, black, green. RBG, I'm about that red, black, green. That RBG, I'm about that red, that black, that green. RBG, I'm about that red, black,
My flag fly high, my flag fly high. RBG's on the rise, all eyes gonna recognize. My flag fly high. Black power, black power. Oh, it's so for real, y'all. It's so for real.
That's how you start the show off. If you're going to start the show off, that's how you're going to start the show off. So, peace and Black Power family. Welcome to another episode of Do Now Radio. Place from Knowledge Born. It's your host, Knowledge Born Alive. We got a special guest here by special request. Okay? When you look in the annals of history, you always had those who were charged to tell the story and those who would tell the story in the most accurate manners. So a charge was given to them to reach deep, research, dig in the archives and give it to us seamlessly in a way that is palatable, in a way that we can understand. So we got one here who embodies the spirit of the warrior and the essence of a scholar. If you put those two together, he's one who crowns the warrior and who crowns the scholar, but more especially who gives credence and space to the warrior scholars, whether they're known or unknown. So we have a writer, we have a lecturer, we have a researcher, we have an interviewer, we have a Pan-African history investigative journalist here. We can sum all those words up in a griot. So we have a griot of high intelligence who has found a way to not only make the study of our ancient civilizations to modern day attractive, but palatable, fun, and interesting. One who is invigorating the spark of historical literacy to be practical in the modern day. So it becomes my honor and privilege at this time to introduce something to others. My brother, a true warrior scholar, a thorough researcher, and an upstanding African man in the society where everything and everyone else is celebrated other than he. My brother, Kofi Piesie, is in the building right here, right now. Peace to my brother.
Oh, dang, that's a beautiful introduction, man. I I appreciate that, man. I definitely appreciate being on the platform. I've been waiting for this a long time, man, to be on Do the Knowledge Radio. I talked to you a while back here. Well, actually, but offline right before I interviewed you, and I was telling you how, I've been watching you and how consistent you've been over the years, and how you done, interviewed the who's in the conscious community, those who are aware, scholars, intellectual, hip hop, RBG artists, and et cetera, man. So it's an honor, to be here on your platform with you today, man. I appreciate you, man, for allowing me to come in to your space, man, today.
It's a long-awaited, highly anticipated interview and discussion. So, out of all those things that you could have done, what was it about the scholastic, the realm of the research, the realm of a true griot that got you sparked and got you started, and then getting you into a space of documenting it via your writings?
Oh, man, that's a long story. It started, man, I'm a Freemason, right? And I've been a traveling man for a long time, man, maybe about 15, 16 years. And having a dialogue, man, with a brother in a Masonic group. And at this particular time, it might have been Albert Pike work that I was reading. In particular, one of his volumes he had where he was talking about the Egyptians. And he was talking about how Moses came in and Moses helped skilled Egyptians in irrigation, brought knowledge to Egypt, et cetera, through these volumes I had been reading, right? So the brother, gave me another perspective, and he was going on, which I'm always open for, I'm never closed off to any type of information. So that brother, we went back and forth, and I finally got his number and had a conversation with him. And it went from me arguing with him to me humbling himself because it resonated what he was saying with my spirit. So I began to listen, and after I listened, he gave me a few videos and told me to write down a few books, So I did that, looked at those videos, bought a few books, and reading those books and looking at those videos, and I kept wanting to feed my spirit. It was like when he first gave me that information and how it resonated, my spirit said, continue to feed me. So, I began search. I came across Shaka Utmost and started looking at clips of Shaka Utmost, which led me to oh man, I ain't looked at the brother in so long. What's the Sonetta TV? And I started looking at Sonetta TV every day, and this is how I was able to start building my book catalog. Some of those books was a hit and miss, and some of them wasn't a hit and miss. And what I mean by that, some of those books had pseudoscience in it, some of those books weren't thoroughly researched, and some of them, and a lot of them were. So I began to build my book catalog, and as I began to read, I made it a mission, for people that was like me, that was missing out on this information, that wanted their soul fed, and also to motivate them and inspire them, right, and give them the truth of who we truly are and what we have really done, since our existence. So I started, before the literature, I started creating the Kofi Piesie TV, started on Facebook, went from Facebook to the YouTube. I created a phrase, as I learn, it's trademark, as I learn, we all learn. There's a spinoff for each one, teach one. So my motivation is, as I continue to learn, or I continue to buy these books and research all these hours of research and things, I'm doing this for people who can't. So I'm going to create a platform where now I can come and share this. So as I learn, we all learn, so as I began to learn, I started a platform where I started doing lectures and presenting this information with sources, because I don't want nobody to believe Kofi Piesie. Just follow the sources. So I'm giving you all the sources, and you can go verify for it themselves. I don't want them to get caught up in the religious mindset, as we all was, and that was just to believe what I'm saying, just because I may sound like I'm highly intelligent, or our God may have presence on my life, or etc. No, I want you to do your own research. So, don't listen to me. I'm going to lay it out, and then you go do your own due diligence and see and verify. That's what I want. I want you to verify what I am doing. And that led into me becoming a member of the Mossy Warrior Clan. I'm grateful to be a part of that group. And that's a research team as well, where we study West Africa. So on that channel, Kemet was highly, pushed to the front. So we wanted to push West Africa to the front. So that begins, my intrinsic studies more into West African culture, tradition, language, developing more relationships with people on the continent, such as Ghana, Nigeria, Senegal, Gambia, and Benin, and Pacific, which led me to do blogs. I started writing blogs because now I'm doing lectures. These lectures I can actually turn into books, but I didn't actually start doing some of that until later on. But I started writing blogs on certain things. The blogs led, I created my own research team, Kofi Piesie research team, where we created 5 volumes. You know what I'm saying? We call them the spirit volumes, because each volume is named after a spirit, the spirit was created 400,000 some years ago. That was high science at that particular time. You used it for hunting, you used it for protection and all other sorts of things. So that was a vital weapon at the time. So we took that as the books being our spirit, as a weapon of weaponizing to wake up the minds of those who are asleep, those who are not aware of our greatness, those who want to know more about their African heritage and lineage in West Africa and the greatness held in West Africa and other parts of Africa as well. So we created the first book, Spirits of the Masi, a historical survey of the minds of African warrior scholars, volume 1. And we went on to do 5 volumes. And from there, I created my first book, As I Learn, We All Learn, sharing information with others, deepen your own knowledge. So with that, I wanted to show people that it's important to share what you have learned. That's the only way that we able to progress, if we able to share, what we know. And also with that, with your research and your sharing, you're actually teaching yourself twice, because you're learning and you're learning twice. So as you're learning and researching, and then when you're sharing, you're also learning too. So you're learning twice in the same sense, so as I learn, we all learn. Then I created another book, Kalawa's Trip to the Motherland. I created a children book. It's about Gullah Geechee. I got Gullah Geechee heritage. And so I created a book surrounded around the Gullah Geechee when they pilgrimaged back into Sierra Leone in, I think it was 1996, the first pilgrimage. So I took that story and reinvented it as Kalawa's father's coming back and then taking his daughter, and she learning about the importance of music instruments. So he took her to Sierra Leone, took her to Ghana, Nigeria, he took her to South Africa, he took her to so many different places to learn about so many different African culture and the importance of music and music instruments. And went on from there and created other different books, Beautiful Lessons about Kimoyo. Beautiful Lessons about Kimoyo. Kimoyo is a word that comes out of Central Africa. And though we trying to push that word Kimoyo to the front more because we have agency over that word. African traditional religion is a word that was created by Godfrey, who is a European. And he created this word. And then we had 2 of our own from Nigeria and 1 from Kenya, who pushed it to the forefront in the scholastic world, into the universities, to get get African tradition recognized and into the universities. But we have no agencies, even though they have popularized the word and push it into the scholastic or into the universities. We didn't create that term. And I don't have a problem with people using that term. And then we have the word African spirituality. But when we use the word African spirituality, what are we talking about? We're talking about Ikumi, or we talking about Odinani, or we talking about Gulu Wankulu, or we talking about Isheshe, or we talking about Fatoru, and I can keep going. There's so many different traditions that have their own names. So we encase in all of them in one when we say African traditional religion. I mean African spirituality, right? So we're trying to push the word Kimoyo, which means vitalism. It's vital. It's more connected to nature. So it describes our traditions a little bit more than African traditional religion or African spirituality, when we encompass in all of their traditions into one. Even though they mirror each other, they are different. So I wanted to create a text for the neophytes, so you can understand what is Kimoyo, what is African traditional religion, what is African spirituality, and what is all of the elements that details it, and how, so one can understand those particular things. I went on and created something called Mandingo Theory, another book that I published, Mandingo Theory. I wanted to highlight things not only from the European, but I wanted to talk about the Arabs and their theory, but also the European theory, which it coincides with our elongate private parts and the theories that they created of us being over-sexualized, and also highlighting the white women in particular. We always talk about the white men, but we never talk about what the white women was actually doing. Went on and created it's escaping me, but I done created so many different books. Went along and created the Griots and Griotes Writing Collective. I have a writing collective of people who write small ebooks to help other people in whatever niche that they need to be helped in. My collective also, I have a Asili Magazine, which will be third edition will be out next Friday to be exact. So I have a writing team also for that as well. So I'm deep into literature. I'm deep into writing. I'm deep into heavy, extensive research.
Yeah, I'm just putting things up on the screen so they can see what's going on over here.
Okay. Yes, and also that also led me to become, which I'm a proud member of. I talked about Kofi Piesie research team and the Asili Warrior Clan, but I'm also a newly member of Team RBG. I'm excited about being a member. I'm excited about going over there and putting some work in over there, man. So wherever I go, I just want to work, because I understand that it's not about me, man. It's about the community. If we're gonna say we for the people, then we need to be for the people, and we need to be strategizing, and we need to be putting in that work, man, so we can progress. You know, the talking is over with. It's just time for work.
Now tell us about making that switch from a researcher, being part of a research team, writing, to publishing, and what are some of the things you look for independent writers and authors to publish their work? And what's the transition like for you going through these pathways to becoming a publisher?
Oh yeah, just the love for literature. It made me want to create a publishing company. I'm a publishing owner. My company been in existence for 5 years. High quality, is highly professional, top level editing. So I wanted to be able to create a publishing company for independent writers, self-published authors, a platform, you know what I'm saying, that has high quality, but also is lighter on your pocket. You know, I need to charge more, to be honest, because it's a lot of work going into publishing books, but I want to make it affordable for the people. I understand the importance of telling our story from our own perspective. So I've created this, you know, I reached out to Clifton Roy Sr. He had a publishing company down in Louisiana. And so I reached out to him and became, you know, his mentee. He was my mentor, but I also paid for information. So I paid because he's an established publishing. He has an established publishing company at the time. So I paid for information. So I took classes every week for 6 months, paying classes 3 days a week, where he would go in and teach me the business, the ins and outs on the publishing company, contracts and editing, you know, how to make your own logos, you know, how to make book covers, how to size, dimension, spines, you know, the importance of ISBNs, et cetera, et cetera. So I did that, and after that, I formed my publishing company, and then from my publishing company, Same Tree Different Brands Publishing, that's when I put out my first book, Beautiful Lessons About Kimoyo, to demonstrate that, okay, this is what it's going to look like coming from out of my publishing company. And from there, you know, I started marketing, you know, a Pacific audience at that time, which was most of the people in the conscious community, you know, because I want more of our history. I need more of our stories told from our own perspective. And still today, we still do, because book bans, I don't know if people are paying attention, but since it's been maybe a year and a half, almost 2 years, they are continuing to ban books all over the schools, and a lot of it particularly is dealing with things that this country has done to our people, and even the things that we have done. You know what I'm saying? Our people have contributed, the major contributions that our people contributed to this country as well as all over the world. So now they are banning a lot of that information. So it's important for us to write, publish, and tell our stories from our own perspective and from our own views, because a lot of the things that they're writing now, they're telling their story, right? And they're telling their story is not our story. Their story has holes and inaccuracy in it. So if we want to wake up our people, if we want to motivate and inspire our children, then we must continue to write. We must continue to publish our own products and we must continue to push those things out in the community. We must push education. Yeah, that's the website right there.
I just want to see. I want them to see how clean it is. You know what I'm saying? So while you talking, I want them to see it's clean. You understand what I'm saying? It's clean over there.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Same tree, different brands, publishing, man.
So publishing, writing, all of these things, Brother Kofi. What is the good, the bad, the ugly, in regards to what this process is, what it really entails? Because folks see the finished product, and
yeah, it's
what does it take? What's some of those lessons learned? Like what's some of the details of the process?
Okay, so patience is one. I've been truly blessed. I've been truly blessed by the ancestors to have this business in existence for 5 years. I've been truly blessed to have clients every month. Clients, not one, but clients every month. And these projects take a lot of work. Some books take a month. Some books take 2 or 3 months. It just pertains on the client and the client. So my process is, once a person reach out to me, I go on a consulting call with them. So I talk to them about, what is the book about? How many pages they are, what type of audience they trying to reach, what is their, do they know anything about business? Once they self-publish, or they trying to sell it themselves, so they want me to put it on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, Walmart, Target. And if so, do you know the splits behind Walmart, Target? I also talk to them about that's their intellectual property, right? So you don't want to sell your intellectual, you don't want to sell all your equity in your intellectual property, right? I always advise them not to sell all their equity in their intellectual property, and don't promote them from Amazon, even though you can tell them, but sell them yourselves. But going into that process is, once I receive the manuscript, after they get it, I get a deposit. I'll get the deposit before I start anything. And then I'll work with them along the way. We can pay after the service is complete, or we can pay in the middle of the service, or we can put you on a payment plan till you finish. Because the end of goal is, I want to help as many people publish as many books as they can, especially when it's something dealing with, Black people in general, and particularly. So I tear the manuscript apart. I send them edits one by one. So if the book has, the manuscript has a acknowledgement and an introduction, I send the introduction and acknowledgement back to them first, after I do 3 levels of editing. And then once they get that back, if they approve the edits, I move on to the second part, and then I'll do chapter 1, send it back, chapter 2, chapter 3. Therefore, it doesn't burn me by doing a complete project and then you don't pay me the rest of my money. And then it also helped me, once the process is complete, we get a proof copy. Before I publish anything, they get a physical copy in their hand to proof it. So now they proof it. So if they approve it, then we go through the publishing and we publish it, and we put it everywhere that, that wants this information: Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Target, Walmart, et cetera, and even get them outside of, in other places outside of the country. But it's important to sell the books. I always advise them to sell the books themselves. But that process also helped me too. So once the book come out, if there's any issues once it come out, they can't blame me, because they approved everything. We went through 2 different approving processes before the book was published. So that also protects my company as well when I'm doing those things, man. I have good clients. I have, some clients that gives you a headache, but some of those clients I do understand, and I have patience with them. And what I mean by that is, we have created a climate where we don't trust each other. So when a person takes another person's money, another Black person takes another Black money, it's hard to turn that money over to somebody, because we don't trust each other, because we done hurt each other a lot. And especially in the conscious community climate, we have had a lot of people come in to say they for the people, but have scammed our people out of their money, right? But I'm not a scammer, so I understand them when they send that deposit. So I be patient with them, and what I mean by that, They may be calling me every other day, texting me every day, trying to see what's going on, what. So I allow them to do that and let them know, and then and also that process of the trust too, that's another process of me sending it in pieces. So that I'm working on it. So I'm sending it to you for to approve this, and and once they approve that, I can go on to the next step by doing the next chapter. But that also leaves me with enough time. So right now I got 4 clients I'm working on. Normally I do 3 a month. I don't take on more than 3, but I'm doing 4 clients right now. So when that person I'm waiting on that person to get back me with this approval of the edits on whatever chapter I'm doing. That allows me to go on to the next project and start editing on that and then sending that back to them in a piece. And then, and while I'm waiting, I'm able to do some work on that. And when that other person says, okay, that's good, or change that, whatever, I'm able to get it, work on it, send it back, and then work on somebody else. That allows me to be able to work on 3 or 4 projects at one time. It takes a lot of work. I earlier you asked me how I was doing. I told you I'm tired. So it takes a lot of, 3 or 4 hours worth of sleep, you know what I'm saying? Because this is work, but this is something that I love doing. I love to get when that person get that proof copy and they look at it and they say, oh, they call me or they text me. I love it. You bring my dreams to life. So I get it. I get my joy off of that. Most, I want the money, but I'm more joyous when I seen that I brought that person dream to life. They took something from here, then they was able to work on it and build it, and then I was able to manifest it into or materialize it where they able to see it and they able to touch it.
That's what it is right there, bringing those dreams and those visions to life.
Yes,
and
sir.
I love what you said about being an advocate for more of us creating books, more of us creatively taking those things that's in our head and it's in our heart and putting them in other folks' hands by our design. I have a lot of things to say about, the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense and the positive and then the negative. But the greatest things of the positive is we got their information from them, their thoughts and ideas from them in real time. And if we didn't get To Die for Our People or Revolutionary Suicide or Seize the Time or A Taste for Power or any of those books that we did, if all we got was the remnants of what white America had to say about the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, we'd have been in error. We'd been out of it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? We'd have been out of there. So that is something that becomes timeless. So you're immortalizing people, their thoughts and ideas, and canonizing them and putting them out in distribution. So whenever people find it, whatever time space continuum, they can receive that edification via that lens from someone in their time.
Yes, sir.
So I just think that's remarkable.
Yes, sir.
So I want to talk about or get your thoughts on this community of consciousness that you came in and you've been through. You see what I'm saying? You've been here for a while. So could you give an assessment about this community from a practical and from a scholastic standpoint?
Okay. Yeah, I've been in this community, man, a long time, and it has its ups and its downs. I've been in this community since 2013. Y'all can go back, like I said, you can Google me and you'll see that I've been in this community since 2013. And man, both sides, it has its goods and its bad sides, in this community. Man, it's like I said, it has its good and its bad sides, man. I appreciate the level some of the people that I don't rock with anymore in this community that a lot of people might have seen me with over the years, or champion some of these people, or even their platforms. I appreciate some of those platforms because some of those platforms, it did wake up the minds of our people, but in a sense of waking up the minds of our people, what I lacked to see in the community, which I fall victim to, and that is pseudoisms. That is not understanding research from a scholastic level. We bring in, and I understand that too. We bring in what we have moving away from, in a sense, far as going to church and listening to a preacher or a minister, or going into a mosque and listening to imam or a minister or so forth speak certain things. We just believe. So we come in the same thing. Long as the person is speaking and highly intelligent, has some type of popularity or a following, then we begin to regurgitate the same thing. Because where I stay in the Bible Belt in Mississippi. So most people, when I have a conversation with, they say, my pastor said. So I'm like, what do you say? Did you go verify? Did you go verify what your pastor is saying? This is what my pastor said. So so I seen this over the years of us bringing the same thing into the community. This conscious community is just regurgitating things that individuals is saying without going to verify what they are saying, right? So we don't do the due diligence of research. So Amara Squad was a breath of fresh air for me when they came in, because now you got to verify. It's no longer winging. It's no longer making up things. You have to be able to verify, measure what you are actually talking about. You have to tell us how did you come up with your conclusion? How did you arrive here at the end? What research, what data do you have, right? So when Amara Squad came in, like I said, that was a breath of fresh air. And then I patterned Kofi Piesie research team after that, not with the research team, but before that, my channel as doing the same thing. And then with the Mossy Warrior Clan, the same thing. So if you go look at the Mossy channel, or you go look at Kofi Piesie channel, when you dig all the way back in the archives, you will see how far it go back, and you will see lectures after lectures after lectures after lectures with information. And we actually showing you how to research, how to research, how to, cross-reference information. What is first and secondary resources? What is a consensus? So how to gather research teams. How to vent through sources. How to comb through sources. Where to start off in a book. I always tell people before reading a book, me in particular, when I'm reading a nonfiction historical book, right? I'm going in the back of the book. I'm looking at the sources before I even get into the book. And I might even comb through the sources before I even read the book, so I can get a perspective and a gist of how this book is. This person writing this book, is he on an equal playing field, or does he has she has an agenda? Does he or she has any types of bias, or she is on an equal playing field? Just a researcher that lays it all out there on the line and lets you, he or she gives it from both perspectives, and not just from their own perspective to push whatever agenda that they have, man. So, I see it. The community started growing from there, but the community, or the conscious community, it made me take a hiatus 2 years ago, because I didn't like exactly what it was saying. Because if we say we about the people, we conscious, we for people, Black liberation, Black power, Black African power. I'm a Pan-Africanist, I'm RBG this, I'm this, that, and the third, right? And I'm African. So if we all of that, then we understand that we have to, in order for us to push whatever we're trying to push, we have to work together. We can't take away from each other. We can't scam each other. We got to support each other. So if you have something or some services, or you have something that's provide this that's going to help, I should be willing to support you right off the rip. But the climate became to where it didn't want to support you. It didn't want to. They wanted you. Certain people wanted you to support them, but they didn't want to support you, right? You know, it's always, look what I got. You know, support me, but you don't want. But you don't want to support me neither. But we'll talk about, you know, reciprocity and all these different things. But we're contradicting ourselves. That's what I started seeing. So, and you know, and the WWE, it has become the WWE. It's wrestling now. This conscious community is wrestling. Everybody is wanting to debate everybody. That's why I don't go on everybody's platform, because I don't care if they got 10,000, 20,000 subscribers. I don't care if they got 100,000. If that platform does not promote Black power in its essence, you know, I'm not fooling with it, because we you know, those platforms are breeding, you know, hate fields. Everybody is trying to stroke their own ego. You know what I'm saying? I'm smarter than you. Look, I'm smarter than you. You my little son. No, you my little son. So it becomes and then it starts turning into ad hominems, and then people involving their own, you know, talking about their family members in it. So and at the end of the day, people that's watching those, they're trying to learn. They're trying to be educated. You said you want to liberate the minds of them, but that's a distraction. You know what I'm saying? So now it becomes chaos and confusion, which is entertaining, which is nothing wrong with entertaining, but what at our expense, you know what I'm saying? So now it just becomes entertainment and not education. So it's not liberating. So people are just on there to see what's going on. And then even on that, you know, going back again, we got to be able to show the people how to do the research, because we don't want them to fall victim to a lot of these platforms that present things, and then they go to regurgitating misinformation, right? And you know, go to regurgitating this misinformation. A lot of this misinformation is false, and there's nothing wrong with regurgitating some of those things. But if you do go back and correct yourself, because I'm up for correction. I wrote a lot of things. I've went back and corrected a few things as well, because I have a scientific mind. So science is always evolving, right? So there's always things that's always coming, it's unfolding, like Kepra, you know, like Kepra. So things are always unfolding. Right. So, the community, it started out as a great tool, and then it turned into something totally destructive, and everybody is following the template. You got this particular person, I'm not gonna name, he has this bigger platform. He's the standard. I say, you know, I resort everything to the reference point, because I'm a researcher. So I want to go to the source. So everything has a reference point. So this particular platform is a reference point. So everybody goes to this reference point, and then their content becomes the content that he has breeded over the years, man, which has become counterproductive, man. So, you know, I just wish the community just kind of get back on focus, but that goes to a lack of not knowing who you are. We always say, know thyself. Reki Ip is the correct pronunciation. I know what's in my heart, right? We don't know who we are, right? So we're scrambling, and we this, we that, and the third, and we're disrespecting each other, because if we said we was African like we said we were, then we know African culture is built on cultivating character, right? It's about good character. One becomes a human being by having good character in African culture. I don't care if you go to East Africa, South Africa, West Africa, North Africa, Central Africa. It's about cultivating character, because all of the culture mirrors each other. And I talks about that in my book, Beautiful Lessons About Kimoyo. And we would be on one accord, because, and then even with us saying we historians, we this, that, we read, if you look, when we was in our greatness, when we was working with each other, when we loved each other, when we respected each other, when we honored each other, all of those, when we acknowledge each other, all of those are good characteristics. Those fall up under good character, right? There's a list of things when it comes to good character. So if we was who we truly say we are, and we studied who we are, we wouldn't be acting the way we acting in the name of what we calling the conscious community or the aware community or the woke, the woke community and so forth, So, but it has its goods, and it has its bad. It has a lot of downfall, and we just got a lot of work to do to build it back up to where they want to be at. Because I'll be honest with you, I don't want nobody to associate Kofi Piesie with the conscious community at all. And this is the reason why I started the Independent African Academy 3 years ago, where I was trying to push we independent from there. We the Independent African Academy, which I'm structured my business format, my phrase as I learn, we all learn, after the American Negro Academy, right? And the likes of W.D. Du Bois, the likes of Carter G. Wilson, the likes of Paul Dunbar, et cetera. These guys believe in, good character. They believe in sharing information with their people. Their thing was, we're going to learn these things. Everybody had their own specific niche. Some of those people in there were poets, so they conveyed their messages through poetry. Some of those people was writers. Some of those people was educators. Some of those people was doctors. So they did whatever they had to do to facilitate, to educate the people, so they would take it back in their community and share it when this thing was created after the Emancipation Proclamation of 1865. I think they started about 30 years. Look up the American Negro Academy and look at all the things that they was able to do, and the men and women that came out of the American Negro Academy. So that birthed the Independent African thing that I started, years ago, to try to set the standard, to try to wake us up, because we out of our African minds, even though we say we aren't, but a lot of you is out of your African minds, because I'm seeing it by the way you're acting, right? And I'm seeing it by the people that you're around, and the deeds, that you are doing.
Quick bomb, okay. I want to get into the publications. I want to get into, working with your family. You got some young scholars and some young authors, but I want to take a quick break, play a quick song, and we'll be right back with Kofi Piesie. Forgive me, I jacked it up earlier. I had it in my head, and then I said it out of my mouth wrong. That's the beginning. Kofi Piesie. Understand what I'm saying? We'll be right back here on Do Not Radio with this with this warrior scholar, with this author, with this change agent towards the correct presentation of our history. So we'll be right back.
Whoa, so make room for us. Either you do or you don't, we still go and come Vinjas. Whoa, so I'm Africa, ancient descendant from Nubia, Vinjas. Whoa, so make room for us. Either you do or you don't, we still go and come Vinjas. You slow down 2 feet, pedal them bike slow. Me speed by 1 with 2 feet and then strike you in a cycle. Hop but we lives on stealing again. But it's a sun charge for the Vinjas, I'm on raw. Ancestors lessons with more crystals and diamonds. Wicked ones came with resources, searching where to find them. Vampire seeking their teeth and thinking we don't mind them. Stick boy, we not just mama Africa dry. No boy, cause I'm Africa. Ancient descendant from Nubia, Vinjas, whoa, so make room for us. Either you do or you don't, we still go and come Vinjas, whoa, so I'm Africa. Ancient descendant from Nubia, Vinjas, whoa, so make room for us. Either you do or you don't, we still go and come Vinjas.
Hitler knew something that we're just waking up to. The Europeans in Israel are the fake Jews. The very ones who enslaved, beat, and raped you had an agenda, and Hitler knew it, so he tried to bake you. Muammar Gaddafi, he was killed by the Clintons. North and South America, both stormed by the Britons or British, with intentions to stop the conquest of the Portuguese, the Spaniards, and the Frenches. Indigenous to every land, black gold in every hand, black souls that's willing to send you all to the medic band. Reppin' for my brethren, ancestors to every fan. Legend has it gotta do more to you than the metal can. 400 years neglected and put into the peasants' hands. The parasite, troglodyte, Edomite, lesser than. Use books as a weapon and spiritual oppression, and taught us self-division so we never will come together and we African.
I'm Africa, ancient descendant from Nubia, Vinjas, whoa, so make room for us. Either you do or you don't, we still go and come Vinjas, whoa, so I'm Africa, ancient descendant from Nubia, Vinjas, whoa, so make room for us. Either you do or you don't, we still go and come Vinjas.
The new normal is now the present, what we knew is the past. It's realer than fact, and one I pray we mentally grasp. It's evident the signs are everywhere, clearer than glass. Don't get left behind to live in the past. Better beware the soul robbers out lurking and they stealing them fast. You look empty, I'm trying to fill you with gas before they fill you with cap and find your wig split, slumped in your lap, forced a nap cause you were living in cap. Don't let that IG fool you. Hijack your mind and turn YouTube you, or let the media sadly buffoon you. It's the world we live in, that's what they say, while the earth still spins. And press to God, don't decrease our sins, especially for them ends. Because in God we trust, that's why we pray to it and die if we must. Then turn around and use it to roll up our weed where the dust getting high, licking the squeeze and bust.
I'm Africa, ancient descendant from Nubia, Vinjas, whoa, so make room for us. Either you do or you don't, we still go and come Vinjas, whoa, so I'm Africa, ancient descendant from Nubia, Vinjas, whoa, so make room for us. Either you do or you don't, we still go and come Vinjas.
From the motherland or the diaspora, stop feeding these false fucking masters, force feeding disaster. The people planted grafters, lay foundation, raise the rafters. Every system, every religion, ask your pastors. I'ma ask my ancestors, here and after. Who chitter chatter, tell me follow bitter ballot on the alabaster bastards. Colonized bastards, urging me to blast it with proper propaganda, faster to the war like plaster for concealing our divinity, culture and the liberty. Disrupt the universal symmetry, disgracing imagery of original epitome. Resources, literally, black woman and man of land hold the code of the mystery of life through the history of strife, while delivery in sight. Starve invader, win attrition, win the fight. Reclaim resources, replenish enemy life. Refrain from detours from source energy light. I'm African by name, blood, and birthright. That's right. I fight by day and night.
I'm Africa, ancient descendant from Nubia, Vinjas, whoa, so make room for us. Either you do or you don't, we still go and come Vinjas, whoa, so I'm Africa, ancient descendant from Nubia, Vinjas, whoa, so make room for us. Either you do or you don't, you still go and convince us. You slow mo, 2 feet, pedal them bike slow. Me speed by 1 with 2 feet and then strike unicycle. Papa wheelie is on stealing again, but it's a sun charge for the ninjas. I'm on raw. Ancestors blessings with both crystals and diamonds. Wicked ones came with resources, so some to find them. Vampire seeking the teeth and thinking we don't mind them. Straight boy, you're not just mama Africa dry. No boy, cause I'm Africa. Ancient descendant from Nubia, Benjas, whoa, so make room for us. Either you do or you don't, we still go and come Benjas, whoa, so I'm Africa. Ancient descendant from Nubia, Benjas, whoa, so make room for us. Either you do or you don't, we still go and come Benjas.
Definitely back in effect. You understand what I'm saying? Had to do a little station identification. We back with our warrior scholar, the intellectual giant out here. Okay, he ain't just talking about it; he living about it. Kofi Piesie is in the building. Okay, so I want to get into your business. Okay, I want to know what magic wand you got, what magical Kool-Aid you got to get not only yourself involved and your team involved, but your children. Okay, you got published authors as children. Like, what did you threaten them? What did you do? Okay, you got all these influences out here for the folk, blah blah blah. But in real life, we got a warrior scholar, warrior father. They got his children writing books and publishing books and pushing them out to the world. So talk to us about that process.
Oh, hold on 1 sec. All right. Well, my daughter, she hold on, man. Yeah, hold on 1 second. One second, bro. I'm sorry, man.
All good. Any business.
My seeds, man, I put that on me. I make sure they gotta eat on the job, on the streets for my seeds. Young kings, young queens, RBG, red, black, and the green plant seeds. Now that's what I call my team, family over everything. I ain't never out of reach for my seeds. And that's how we gotta be, real ones follow me. Each one, plant seeds.
Microphone checking my status since I've been crowned father. I grind harder, a wife and 2 daughters. A righteous black God in that red, black, and green. That's balance for the beam, huh? Family over everything. I'm dropping seeds every chance I get, and then I watch them all grow. No magic trick. Sankofa, you know, bruh, gotta put that on your platter. Don't care about what they say, we say black fathers matter.
When it comes to my seeds, gotta keep that real energy. Literally, every single day create memories. Figuratively, I orchestrate moves like a symphony. Vividly, I sync with these thoughts like epiphanies. Literally, can change the game and make history. Officially, my daughter never see me in a penitentiary. That shit to me, cause all we got is us, all we got is trust. Every day I gotta rush, I don't believe in love. Man, I put that on me. I make sure they gotta eat on the job, on the streets for my seeds. Young kings, young queens, RBG, red, black, and the green plant seeds. Now that's what I call my team, family over everything. I ain't never out of reach for my seeds. And that's how we gotta be, real ones follow me. Each one,
I'm in the cut like a back street. I let my son ride shotgun while these other suckers take the back seat, and that's the only one that can pass me. Something heavy in my diaper bag, homie, you can match me. Riding down the avenues with the seat back. Who that? Diamondback, proud to be black, that's your daddy. Sitting clean in the rag seat, going hard for my committee and La Familia's mad deep. Black fathers, yeah.
Look, I'm from a spot where blacks get rejected. Selling dope and gangbanging get you well respected. Being a felon get you well neglected. Where the black fatherhood challenge was accepted. To show the youth a better route. Teach them right from wrong and what the benefits of life about. Don't get caught up in the streets, you can make it out. Put that on my soul, I'ma show my kids a safer route.
Man, I put that on me. I make sure they gotta eat on the job, on the streets for my seeds. Young kings, young queens, RBG, red, black, and the green plant seeds. Now that's what I call my team, family over everything. I ain't never out of reach for my seeds. And that's how we gotta be. Real ones follow me, each one, teach one, plant seeds.
Today I will conclude our talk on Father and his role. His role is so mighty as the head of his household. His role is so mighty in helping to build a nation that really we could talk all year on Father and never give him enough. But time will not permit us to do that.
Yeah.
My bad.
Every single time I seen that song, from the first time I seen that song, but I didn't hear the song. I seen the song. You know, I had to see it in my mind, and I seen it in reality. Like, I'm like, man, look, that is the international intergalactic Black Fathers anthem. Okay, on Pluto. If they Black Daddies on Pluto, that's our theme music. You understand what I'm saying? Over the years, we had Papa Was a Rolling Stone for a long time.
Oh man.
So between this by OBFC and Omwali, Doc Maki from United Front, Bob's Day, you know what I'm saying? Like, those two rang true in my head, man. But every time I heard it, everywhere I heard it, I shared it. I'm like, yo, this is it. This is it right here. You understand? So soon we got to get into Black Fatherhood right now. You understand? You got to give us a little bit of that secret sauce, man, about you. You know, you got the young king, young queen out here publishing books, man. What was that journey like for you? And then, you know, was that a proud dad moment when, you know, they came to you with the idea and went from a determined idea to reality? Let's talk to us.
Yeah. First, my daughter, she just always been creative since she was a little girl. So she would always bring me stuff just in pieces, just stories. She just has a imagination just run wild. So I told her, as she seen me publishing a lot of books and then publishing other people's books, I told her again, if you complete something, I'm going to publish it. I'm going to publish it and you're going to make some money. So when I said publish it and make some money, she finished and completed a story. Let me see if I can get the book right here. Here it is right here. It's called Heavy. So, hold on, he's got a glare in it. It's called Heavy. So she created the story. I edited it, you know what I'm saying? It has some positive messages in the book. You know, it's talking about stress, things that children go through as a younger child and growing up, how it affects them by seeing certain traumatic events that may have happened in the house or in the community, how that affect the youth in general. This is something I didn't, this is not me, this is her, you know. So she's 13 now. We published it when she was 12 years old. And so it's a story that she made up, but it's about things that really happen with young children. So it's about a young child and seeing her mother, actually her father kill her mother, and then her father jumped to his death. So they seen that, and through that, it affected the minds of the older daughter. And she went on to do some things, you know, that wasn't right, but these things affected her mind and caused her to have this condition where she wanted to harm other people by watching her father harmed and killed her mother, and then him jumping to his death. So it has a positive message in there. In the book, it's called it's called Heavy. And she's always writing. I've been wanting her to do a part 2 to it because she talks more about the older daughter, but she don't talk about the younger daughter as much. So I want her to do a part 2 and talk about the older daughter, because she said the older daughter came out on the other side. It affected her, but it didn't affect her in a way it affected her older sister. And then my son, he has a book called it's called The Will to Play Basketball, the Bryson Banks story. And this book is about his story. His grandmother, his mother's mother, died while he was in the car my son is 17 now. I think Bryson might have been 13. It happened about maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And she covered him up in the car crash, and it killed her instantly, but it broke my son up. So, and my son loves to play basketball. Ever since he's been a little boy, that's all he screamed, "Daddy, basketball, basketball." So he got basketball everywhere. So basketball is his life. So when that happened, they told him he wasn't going to be able to walk for a while. And my son said, "Nah, I got to play basketball." So he had a broke neck, a broke pelvis. He had a broke ankle. His hands was smashed. They good now. He got feeling back in him because he's a drawer too. So I'm gonna be sharing some of his drawings pretty soon. So he told me he wanted to write a story about what he went through. And I told him he need to do it because he can show people how he overcome that. He was in a wheelchair. So I put pictures in there too, so people won't think that this is something made up. So we got pictures of the car being crushed. We got pictures of my son being in a hospital, pictures of him being in a wheelchair and the doctor saying he was going to be in a wheelchair for this long period of time, but he ended up getting out of the wheelchair. Basketball, that's, the will to play basketball, that's the name of it. That basketball willed him back to health at a quicker rate so he can get back there on the field. Get back out there on the court and play basketball. So he telling the story of how a young man or anybody, if they put their mind to something, don't leave it to somebody else. If you have the willpower, you can will yourself back to health. If you determine, you can will yourself back to work. Don't, over any circumstances that happen. So he highlights his circumstances and he showed you how he got through it. Also with the support of other people, because we had so many people that supported my son after he came home. He was in the hospital for a long period of time. His mother wasn't able to work, so she had to take care of him. So we had a whole support team. Yeah, that's it right there. The will to play basketball. Let me show you. And I also got him on the very first book cover, the very first magazine issue that I put out. Let me get it. That's the magazine right there. That's the first edition. He's on the first edition right there. So I wanted to put I do magazines too. Our magazine is the Asili Magazine. It's an online digital magazine, but we also have physical copies too. If you want a physical copy, we can make that happen, but go to the online store and you can get it from there. Right there, but that is the first edition he was on. Right there, y'all see he got the red, black, and green on too. He's red, black, and green out too. Red, black, and green out too. He know who he is. I taught him ever since he was 3 years old of what greatness he come from. So he definitely doesn't suffer from an identity crisis. So those are the two books that my children and my son actually finna work on another book because he pimped the system. He got back to health, went and played basketball. That's my daughter's heavy. Right there. You can get both of them on my website, Same Tree, Different Brands Publishing.com right there. To get both of those books right there. And so we can write another book. We finna start working on it next month. And my son will be putting out The Will to Play Basketball 2 on how he actually pimped the system, and went to another school and played playing ball where he's treated better and doing some other great things over there. So be on the lookout for that probably before the end of the year is out. He's 17. He's in 11th grade this year. One more year he'll be out of school.
So what did it feel like seeing your children? I know you work with a lot of different authors, things like that, man. You talk to me dad to dad, man. Proud dad moment, man.
Proud. Man, I'm elated. I was so proud. I was so proud that I was able to help them with that and get that book out there, and to show them that you can take whatever's up here and materialize it, and then you can also take what you materialize and make some dollars with it. So, had great support with my daughter book. Great support. She made some good money, and she spun some good money too. She's sponsored. She's 13, so she spun some good money. My son, everybody that's here know my son's story. They knew what happened. So it was a flood of support when the book came out. We started out with an initial of 50 books for my son's book, and this, I know this is the truth. We sold all 50 copies in one day. We sold 50 copies of his book in one day, and sold those copies in one day. We read up, and we've been getting more and more. People been just asking for them. We selling out as soon as we get them. We selling out. People at the school want them, and so forth. So it's been a proud moment for me. I was elated. I published tons of my own books. I published tons of other people's book, man. But the feeling though for seeing my son and my daughter to publish a book, you know what I'm saying, was elated. And then them actually seeing, wow, people are actually buying it. I'm actually, so that was another proud moment for me too, because I also want to teach them, how to materialize things and also make money for it. Now the next thing is how to invest your money. That's the next step, because my son blowed a lot of his money too. He clothes fanatic, so he blowed a lot of his money as well. And my daughter did the same thing. So the next is now what to do. What is the correct thing to do with your money? So I got to show them how to invest in it, or or do some other things with the money. You know what I'm saying, to make it grow.
That's what it is. Shout out to you for making history again.
Appreciate it.
Now, I use the term in the title, cultural literacy. Cultural literacy, for you, if I could get your functional definition in regards to your vision, cultural literacy, and some of the best ways that we can embrace that as a culture and as a race of people.
Okay. I do my best, man. Great question too, man. Great question. So I do my best, man. Cultural literacy, man. That's a powerful thing within itself, man. Cultural and literacy. Literacy, man, we all need to be literate on our history. We all need to be literate on our contributions. We all need to be literate on our self-worth and our value. We need to be literate on the sacrifices that our ancestors made, right? So through the literature is important for our culture, because literature can not only wake up and make the person aware, it can raise the self-esteem of the culture. You know, it could and that's is it can motivate the culture. It can inspire the culture. I'm speaking from first-hand accounts. I'm speaking from other people around me. I'm speaking from my colleagues that books, literature can save culture, right? It can make the culture move in a different way, make the culture think in a different way, right? Where we want better for ourselves socially, politically, and economically. Literature can help us move in that way to provide us with the things that we need socially, politically, and economically, right? So literature, when we're talking about literature, we're talking about books, we're talking about journals, we're talking about blogs. You know what I'm saying? We need those. We need those from our people. Again, I say this all the time. We need stories told from our own perspective and from our own worldview, right? So we need all writers, we need historians, we need scholars, we need teachers, right? We need griots, we need musicians, we need all of these people, you know, to contribute to the literary world. Literary world is also, in my opinion, is another element within the fight. You know, when we talk about being a revolutionary, writing and telling our story from our own perspective is revolutionary, y'all. And like you said, you mentioned the word immortalize. You know, through those things, we can be immortalized through that. Even when we're gone, we're still speaking about people who we have immortalized, those who understood about putting out publications, putting out literatures. We speak about Dr. Bean, we speak about Asa Hilliard, we speak about John Henry Clark, we think about Chancellor Williams, we think about Claude, and we think so many individuals that we're champions. Sheikh Auntie Dia, John G. Jackson's. I can keep going on. These people who have made immortalized them through, they have become immortalized through their works. They have left their works, and we're still reading and we're studying their works and we're building on their works. They have become the reference point. So without their works, a lot of you wouldn't even be aware. A lot of you wouldn't be woke. A lot of you wouldn't know what contributions our ancestors made, the sacrifice that our ancestors made, the self-worth, the self-value that we have, right? So literature is important, and it's definitely important for the culture today because, again, I'm going to keep speaking about the book bans. They are banning books left and right in the school systems and even in the library. They are removing information dealing with horrendous crimes that the people have made against us and the contributions that our ancestors has made in this country and worldwide. So now we got to take on the mantle, and we must write about our experiences. We must write about our glorious things that our ancestors have made. We must write about the progress that we have made in this country, right? We must continue to do those things, right, in the culture, right? Because literature is very important to the culture. Appreciate that.
100%, man. 100%, man. You know, you dropping the bombs over here today, man. So I want to switch gears into, you know, your team, you know, putting your team together and the contributions that y'all did together in regards to multimedia. We've seen the books. I showed some of the books and things like that, but multimedia uh, contributions as far as the different podcasts that y'all put together and some of the body of work and folks y'all had on, you know, what does it take to put together a dynamic team like that and then putting together a dynamic offering, a multiple organic offerings or dynamic offerings in the way of podcasting?
Okay. My group, Kofi Piesie Research Team. It's an extension off of the group that I'm also a part of, the Masi Warrior Clan, and it's a research group. That research group, it deals with, Masi Warrior Clan deal with West Africa. We deal with the entire continent of Africa. We deal with South Africa history. Not South, but South America, Central America, and North America history as well. So we wide range in things. So we have Spears of the Masi, a historical survey in the minds of African warrior scholars, Volume 1, that we published. We did From Spears to Pen, a historical survey in the minds of African scholars, Volume 2. Spiritual Combat, a historical survey in the minds of African warrior scholars, Volume 3. What's the name of this? Spearmasters. Spearmasters, a historical survey in the minds of African warrior scholars, Volume 4. And we did, what's this in here? We Are the Spears of Victory, the historical survey in the minds of African warrior scholars, Volume 5. So those are the publications that we did. The first 3 that I showed, we put those out in 1 year. We put 3 books out in 1 year. We was trying to show people exactly what we do for as a research team, what it looks like to be a research team, what it looks like to, or what our work actually look like when putting out these books for the people. I started out redoing on my channel for years. Certain people I noticed in the chat will always provide add on to things that I was speaking about, and so that's how I did the process, far as inviting people onto the channel, because I see something in the person. So I started bringing on like Sutek. Sutek is a member. Sutek Ikandi, Chavis McCrae. We done had a few members that come and a few members that come and go, because we have a standard for the team, and you're either gonna follow the standard, or you're gonna have to go somewhere else where you can do exactly whatever it is that you want to do. But we had Chavis McCrae, who has his own thing now. I'm also a part of his group, Tep Hesed Warriors, which is this product right here. We produce Afrocentric intellectualism right here. And that's from his group, because I will also push that if you have your own brand, push your own brand. I'm going to help you push your own brand. You're a part of us, but you have other individuals that you may take a liking to and might want to put on. So we're going to help each other put on. We're going to continue to spread the message through publications. We're going to continue to combat misinformation anyway. So Chavis, Sean P, Sean, that's a brother who's also a part of the Masi. He's also a part of the Seshuma Ani Meta Nature group, which I'm a part of the Seshuma Ani Meta Nature. That's a group of expiring scribes. We learn how to transliterate and translate the Sesh Meta Nature, or what y'all may call the hieroglyphs. We got a channel. You can go back to 2015 all the way up until 2008. We were strong with transliterating and translating text, and showing you that our people can actually do these things in real time. We don't need a racist Egyptologist. We know how to transliterate and transliterate them ourselves from an African perspective, and not from a Eurocentric perspective, when they're using words and vocabularies that the Remich or the Kimatu wouldn't even use, right? So recruiting those guys, and those guys were just as adamant as me as sharing information. So we produced those publications, and we did something where we created the podcast where we were going to put something out every week. So we put something out twice, sometimes 3 times a week, until we put out publications, because we wanted to, liberate the minds of our people, but we wanted to do it in a tasteful manner. So we wasn't as popular as a lot of the other platforms, because when we say we African. So we demonstrate EY Riri and EY Pele, which is good character and gentle character, right, amongst one another. So we have a standard, right? So we're not going to follow someone else's just to get popularity by disrespecting and undermining our other people and being outrageously entertaining when we here for on a mission, and that is to liberate the minds of our people. So we're going to do it with integrity, right? We're not going to compromise our integrity. We're not going to compromise who we are for more popularity. We're going to continue to reach the people who we're going to reach, and that's definitely what we did. We've been consistent over the years. I ended up, finding the Griot podcast, with my business partners, because we are griots. We are all griots acting out. Griots have a griots, and griotis have so many different functions. The griotis is the woman. So we all acting out. You are a griot yourself, knowledge born Allah. A griot demonstrates in so many different ways. A griot is not only a storyteller, a griot is a musician. A griot is not only a musician, a griot is a teacher. A griot is not only a teacher, he is an ambassador. A griot is not only an ambassador, he is a intellectual. He is not only intellectual, he's a poet. He's not only a poet, he's a warrior. You know what I'm saying? And when I mean warrior, he's a thinker. He was one of the ones, or she was one of the ones who would be critically out there on the battlefield, strategizing, to formate, to do certain things, when we go on the war. So a griot and a griotis was so many different, served so many different roles. A griotis also was a historian, right? And a lot of us is a historian as well as yourself, knowledge born, Allah, a historian, preserving our history. And that's what I'm doing. I'm preserving our history through literature, through the public, through publications. I'm also creating teams who are understanding the importance of literature and the role of a griot by being a historian and putting our history out there in the forefront for people to have access, easy access to the information that you might particularly not get in a Western setting school, or Western setting university, Western setting institution. Right. So these are the teams, that I was able to create. Again, the griots and griotis writing collective. Those are a group of women and men that I have who are writing, again, ebooks. So we're a group that are writers who write ebooks for particular niches to help other people out. Like I just recently published one probably about a month and a half ago. It's called Traditional Publishing versus Self-Publishing. So I break down what traditional publishing is and what self-publishing is. So for people who may want to go the traditional role, who may want to go the self-publishing role, and I give them the business aspects on both, how to reach a traditional publishing company, how to access what that look like once you get accepted by an editor, and where it goes, where it's funneled down to, and what are your percentages, and do you have to have an agent versus self-publishing? You can publish things on your own, what that look like. No money on the traditional side, but on the self-publishing side, this is what you have to invest in. This editing, designs, possibly ghostwriting, publishing, all those different things. So, when we talk about, things that deal with the liberty, we also talk about professionalism. So we have a sister on it that talks about being professional, in a setting, being professional, how to get a job, how to fill out a risk. So we giving people tools and the necessities that they need in order to make it out here in the world with these small ebooks that you can download, some 5, some 10, some 15, some 20 pages, but we're not doing anything that's excessive. Even on the book side now, some of the books I showed you, and even some of my own individual books, they 300-400 pages. But the books, the Griots and Griotis New Generation book with my business partner who and my co-host of the Griot podcast, it's 100 pages. That Acting on Your Dreams and Vision books and the workbook, and then the class that we put out last year, the workbook is, I think, 30 pages, and the main book is 100 pages. You know, so we're identifying that we're in an age where people are having their attention span is low. So now we got to be in. So that is the climate. So now we got to adjust with the climate, and we got to create publications that are small and digestible for people. That's why I knew I recognized what you was doing, Knowledge Born Allah, when I was reading your ebooks that you had. I said, wait a minute. And I asked that question, and you said, clear. Yes, that's what I was doing, because you understand the market and you understand the climate is now. We're not intimidated by 300-400 page books. We love those things, but a lot of our other people are intimidated. They're not going to pick up this. So now we have to be able to adjust, you know what I'm saying, and move with that so we can help our people out, man. So, you know, it's just, you know, and I understand the team things. I could do these things myself, you know, but I don't want to do them myself. You know, I want to be able to create teams. I want to be a part of teams, you know, like Team RBG. I'm a proud member of that group. You know, I'm a new member of that group, and I like the way that they are headed in, and they understand the same things I've been understanding for years. Is if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So they understand that it is power in unity. We get together, we can get a whole lot accomplished together versus someone trying to do all the work by themselves, right? So teams win it, you know, and that's the moniker. Teams win. So we understand that method of unifying, you know what I'm saying, and putting in the work, you know what I'm saying, and being consistent with putting in the work.
So y'all hearing from the man. You understand what I'm saying? So what's your vision for the future that you can share with all of the things that you're doing, everything that you're putting together? You know, what are you conspiring on righteously in regards to what it look like in the future?
It's gonna be surrounded around literature. It's gonna be providing jobs for people. I'm in the process now of, I have a publishing company, but I go through a third party to do the print for me. I do everything but print and glue the books up, right? So I'm trying to make a heavy investment, and get a printing press. There's one I've been looking at. This thing is about $18,000-$19,000. And but I'll be able to make my money back from it with the investment that I put into it. So I'm gonna need people. This thing is gonna help provide jobs. So now when people come to me to publish books, I don't have to go through a third party, and then I can be able to give it a little bit more. Even though I'm getting it at a cheap price, wholesale price, I'll be able to knock it down a little bit more, where for you to get more bang for your books. And then be able to provide jobs locally in my area to run this big machine that I have to mass produce, because that's what it's going to be. I'll be able to mass produce books. You might come to me and say, man, I need 500 books pressed up. What can you do for me? How can you help me out? I may be able to do it. I may be able to help, round the way. I'll be able to help people prep up pamphlets and all other sorts of things locally, even if you're not an author and publishing books. So this thing here is an investment, you know what I'm saying? And it's something that I'll be able to, an opportunity that I'll be able to help other people, you know what I'm saying, by providing them with a job here in the future. And then I can legitimately say that I am a fully operated publishing company. I am a fully operated publishing company. I just don't have the printing press because I go through the third party. But now I'll be able to mass produce, you know, with this, do mass production with this thing and provide services. You know what I'm saying? But also, I want to be able to try to. I want to be able to do seminars. So I want to try to do seminars to show people, our people in general, on ways if we came together and we invested together, how we can change some of our circumstances. You know, how we can change some of our circumstances overnight. You know, getting in these think tanks and thinking, what do we need first, and how much does it cost, and what does that look like in order for us to invest, in order to get this off the ground and utilize the people who can do certain things that we need, whether it's a writer, whether it's a engineer, whether it's an educator, whether it's a healer, whether it's a doctor, whether it's media. And see, Team RBG is talking about pushing proper propaganda, right? So we need a proper propaganda machine, right? So we need to get in these think tanks and strategize together so we can put things out, you know, putting stuff at a mass, you know, at mass production rate, you know what I'm saying? Media, having our own outlets such as Do the Knowledge Radio and other things, you know, our own news, you know, our own news area as well, you know, where we're pushing out our own propaganda on the news, our own podcast, pushing out proper propaganda, our own grocery stores, you know what I'm saying, pushing out proper propaganda when it comes to health, you know, agriculture, pushing out proper propaganda on how to properly grow your foods without spraying it with these dangerous pesticides and things to preserve the shelf life, and so forth. So these are the things that I'm trying to, you know, that I'm working on in the near future. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on them now. You know, it's I'm working on them. It's going to take some time, but I'm definitely going to get out of it. So if I'm always talking about something, I'm already working on it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm working on these things now. So y'all just be on the lookout for those things.
That's what it is. So as we wrap up, man, final thoughts for the family, where they could find you, how they could get a hold of you, if they want they books, read it, you understand what I'm saying? Whatever they need to do, or they want to get the idea out of their head and onto the page, man, how can they get a hold of it?
No doubt. You can reach me. You can go to my website. That's www.saintreedifferentbrandspublishing.com. You can reach me on there. You can reach me at labarsnelson@yahoo.com. Or you can go to Kofi Piesie on Instagram. You can DM me. You can go to Kofi Piesie on Facebook and message me. You can go to TikTok and hit me up in the message as well if you want to reach out to me, or you can reach me on my business phone at 601-695-5797. You can hit me and contact me in any other way. If you know somebody that know me, you can hit them. They definitely, if they're in my circle, they definitely will be able to get in contact with me. And if you have an idea and you're not a writer, I'm a ghostwriter. I provide a service of ghostwriting. I'll be able to help ghostwrite and bring that thing to life. I also have St. Tree Different Branch Media. It was in the Purpose Media, but I had to get some stuff straight with that and change it because I'm in the sub brand, and I understand what sub branding is now. And so I changed it. So if you need content, documentaries, anything like that, you can reach me at the same number or the website. I'm a music producer. I don't talk about it as much. I kind of got away from it for a little while, but I'm a music producer. I've been doing music for over 30 some years. I have a few albums out, quality music when I'm producing music. You can go on my Instagram page and go back and check out some of the music that I already had uploaded on there or the recent one I did, just going back and listening to some of my old music that I did maybe about 8-9 months ago. So if you need beats, you can hit me at the same thing. I'm willing to work with people in any aspect you need, your content scored or your documentary scored. I do scoring too for as music, so you can hit me up at any one of those things as well.
See, look, we have an easier time trying to figure out what you don't do versus what you do. You understand? We have a bomb for that. I got about 7 documentaries for you to score. I don't know why he said that. You understand? We got about 7 documentaries for you to score right now. You understand?
Yeah, I got you, man. I have to do that because I don't, I'm patient, but I'm impatient in a way. I ain't got time to wait on nobody. So when I'm ready to move and do something, I don't need to be waiting on nobody. And they talking about they got this, that, and the third. So I'm just gonna figure it out myself. So I figured out a lot of things, you know what I'm saying, and they coincide with damn near everything that I'm doing. So it worked out like that way, man. So I don't need a lot of people for anything. Not saying I won't work with nobody. I'm willing to work with anybody, on anything, you know what I'm saying, or collaborate with anybody. But I just know when I got something up here and I'm ready to move, I'm ready to move. I ain't got time to wait. So I'm gonna do it myself and get it done.
That's what it is right here. So we're gonna wrap this up. Our brother Kofi Piesie came through, dropped some bombs on us, dropped some jewels, gave us a little bit of his, dropping the bucket of what he really do, man. We're gonna get him and the team back and we're gonna go through they saga together. You understand what I'm saying? Thank you one more time, my brother, man. Honest to you, honest to your family. And let's keep winning out here. Keep winning the hearts and minds of African people around the globe, from the mother continent all through the diaspora.
Sir.
So we out of here, y'all.
Peace.
abolitionist with the vision gift, seeing the deliverance from the ignorance, cognitive dissonance. Future I envision this. On and off the mic, I speak right like this is what the mission is. I know the wisdom biz and overstand like who, know and bear that witnesses. I am the power refined God man. Equity too high to equal the caveman. God's son, true builder of the land. Destroyer of the demons, I'm a poppin' where they stand. Word of biz, born exposing opposal plan. Speaking Vinny, microphone Jones with a forced hand. The next level cipher writer, spark the minds, I light the fire. Call me Mr. Mystify, I'm used to gift and lift us higher. With the frequency that frequently fit, inspire. Elders and young thugs that do what they do, where they do what they dumb. They lazy, they think we dumb. We put the work in system that a system to be numb. Make them good Christians, but don't link them to where they from. So I write rhymes with them ancient guidelines. I fight crime sitting on the sidelines. But when they got the blind eyes, I just treat them like they dumb.
When knowledge get done, unified we're one. The race we run, before them shot them gun.
To the knowledge.
When knowledge get done, unified we won. The race we run, before they shot that gun and run.
To the knowledge.
One's not with me. Twist your loud, get your double shots of yak. Sit down, have a talk with me. I'm from an era where certain shit just couldn't fly. You tell another man suck your dick, you might die. These new dudes got it confused, thinking it's a game. Until somebody hitting at their ass, bringing the pain. But that's the plan, they want us to kill ourselves. Our existence is up to us, no one else is responsible for raising our daughters and the queens and our sons and the kings. Teaching them everything about necessary tools we need to use for survival. It's way bigger than reading Qurans or the Bible. That's gonna go over the heads of many. Thick skin, homie, I got plenty, so I'll be ready for the backlash and slander coming from my own people. It's sad to say, but we'll never equal our full potential as long as we following what they teach us, telling lies. All in 8 books, it never reach us, at least us, the ones with some knowledge of self. But trying to wake my people up is a struggle with self. Instead of begging for a seat at their table, let's build one. As soon as they try to violate, let's kill one. That's where my heart at. A couple hundred years of the same treatment gave us Obama, so we think we even. I ain't believing none of this bullshit, them puppeteers speaking, telling us lies each and every weekend. Banana in the tailpipe tactics. To tell the truth, I feel we moving backwards. We got a lot of actors playing the part, but it ain't in their heart, so what's it worth? Got brothers dressing up like chicks, toting the purse. Everybody capitalizing off us. We ain't too far from giving up our seat on the back of the bus.
When knowledge get done, unified we're one. The race we run, before them shot them gun.
To the knowledge.
When knowledge get done, unified we won. The race we run, before they shot them gun and run.
To the knowledge.
I'm about to spit some real shit. Been holding on my tongue for a little bit. G shit, better get RBG shit. Y'all be acting like you never did see shit. Stop holding, motherfucker, I ain't folding. This Royal African golden. I shine like never before and I grind like I'm on my 4, 5, 6. I'm watching my money growing. I'm here to let niggas know I'm number one with a bullet. I'ma pull it. I ain't scared, we can take it to the head. Life is Russian roulette. Nigga, let's make a bet. I'm about to jet. Number one with a bullet, I'ma pull it. I ain't scared, we can take it to the head. Life is Russian roulette. Nigga, let's make a bet. I'm about to jet.
I'm number one with a bullet, that's a 4 pound. That's a large caliber hole inside of your crown. Yeah, shooting at these fake ass kings. Take a shit on the throne. We the resistance, you get overthrown. And the woman coming with me, fuckers you playing with. You outside of your league, that money won't help you, kid. You can have stacks bigger than Shaq. Oh, I'm really scared of you now, you serious, huh? Yeah, that shit sound good on the beat, but you ain't good on the streets. You insulated, I'm exposed to the heat. You need a buffer to talk to me. Spooky nigga, you got everything to lose. I got nothing but killers.
If you ain't know my time is money, I'm about my business, you can take a second from me. Dollar, pound, euro, yen, dead presidents. Bitcoin, get going long as it makes sense. Stack paper, big plans, making my moves major. I put in work and I'm calling in on my favors. I bust a cap if you're thinking about getting vapors. It's for my people, I do this so we can say I'm number one with the bullet, I'ma pull it. I ain't scared, we can take it to the head. Life is Russian roulette. Nigga, let's make a bet. I'm about to jet. Number one with a bullet, I'ma pull it. I ain't scared, we can take it to the head. Life is Russian roulette. Nigga, let's make a bet. I'm about to jet.
I'm number. Yeah, straight out the South Bronx, reppin' that brown blood thoroughly. For years the police been trying to bury me. Currently, police murder people over currency. Big biz, popping this interest in politics for the young folk who don't know why they even need a gun for. Free Moon Mia, free Russell Schultz. They killed another little kid about a week ago.
I'm number one with the bullet, I'ma pull it. I ain't scared, we can take it to the head. Life is Russian roulette. Nigga, let's make a bet. I'm about to jet. Cruising down the street, my mind on goals. Fuck the police, I ain't studying them hoes. I see the guards on the block, go kicking some truth. So I went to do the math as I did as a youth. They say knowledge before wisdom, then comes some understanding. That's when my mind started thinking and planning. We could build an empire like Congo and Mali, and it wouldn't take much, just your mind and your body.
You cannot go without this book, and let me explain why. Voices of the Diaspora, written by Knowledge Born Allah, takes you through countless and countless different blacks. From our scholars, our warriors, our great sisters, and even entrepreneurs. It speaks to the past, the present, and the future. There's even an action plan for us that are serious about businesses that we wanted to take on. Entrepreneurship is one of the first things that he speaks about. And if you're an avid reader, this is a 5-part series. So this is not only a great resource for ourselves, it's a great resource for us as parents. We can teach it and incorporate it into our lesson plans for our children.
No, we didn't check then. Swear to God, we finna get all this money. Watch what I tell you.
My eleke. You may think they pretty, but to me it's not for play. Power in my jewelry, clear the scene like an AK. Full body protection, looking clean every day they so. Hey, don't touch my eleke. You may think they pretty, but to me it's not for play. Power in my jewelry, clear the scene like an AK. Full body protection, looking clean. And I say I shit. I gotta say I shit. I shit. And I say I shit. Elegba, Oshun, and Obatala. And I say I shit. Mokio, I shit, and I say I shit, and Oya, and Shango, and Yemoja. I got it, pussy in my pocket, nature around my neck, front and center I rock it. Never tuck them, so folk wanna touch them, they need to stop it. Trying to find them on lines like mine, you never cop it. My LK is living, reason why I be winning. Jealous of my position, but I'm just at the beginning. Demonizing the forces, no intercourses I'm giving. Christians feel like I'm sinning the way the heavens be bending for me. I'm in the flow, I get the dough, I'm giving more, it's reciprocal. Every dose could be poison or be medicinal. Truth is blatant to those who know what to listen for. Yeah, a treasure chest in every mic check. Steady in the altitude and we ain't on the flight check. Calling me the champion, I ain't even won the fight yet. Mooch is sticking to us for that juju that they might get. Hey, don't touch my eleke. You may think they pretty, but to me it's not for play. Power in my jewelry, clear the scene like an AK. Full body protection, looking clean every day they so. Hey, don't touch my eleke. You may think they pretty, but to me it's not for play. Power in my jewelry, clear the scene like an AK. Full body protection, looking clean. And I say I share. Somebody say I share. I share. And I say I share. Egongo, Babaluaye, and Ita. And I say I share. Mokio. I share. And I say I share. Ochosi, Ogun, and Orumila.
Got them holy beads around my neck. Them sacred guides on deck. Yep, it gets protection all around. Kosi Wahala, big blessings abound. I'm open to receive all the things this universe is laid at my feet, and I'm walking yellow brick road and laid with gold. Oh yeah, I get it from my mama, she reigning on her throne. La de Koju, Oriye Oshun, Hell Sea Water Goddess, keep that blade and some honey. Lord, she just keep going, hard to stop when she gets started. A river flowing, anointed from head to toe, baptized. Got Orisha by my side, then my eagle all around. Ain't nothing stopping me now, full force on them, full glow on them. Spirit realm said go, so I move for them, a walking altar.
And I say I share. I share. And I say I share. And I say I share. I share. And I say I share. And I say I share. I share. And I say I share. And I say I share. I share. And I say I share. Hey, don't touch my eleke. You may think they pretty, but to me it's not for play. Power in my jewelry, clear the scene like an AK. Full body protection, looking clean every day they so. Hey, don't touch my eleke. You may think they pretty, but to me it's not for play. Power in my jewelry, clear the scene like an AK. Full body protection, looking clean.
Yeah, let's see what we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Woo! You done hit him, Baba. 10, 2, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. God. 20. Good day. Who this messing my count up? Alive for you, bruh. I told you we was gonna hit. Yeah. Shoot, I'm counting me and Baba out right now. I'm waiting on Sunday to come out, hit her. We good. She finding out right now. We checking in. Hold on. Good. About to hit him again.
It's over. Yeah. Over 50, man. You know it. It's so. Shout out to United Front. Yeah. Hey.
Cognitive dissonance, colonized indigenous minds, bodies, innocence. European participants, Jesus no deliverance. Rebellion with militants, culturally different. Rape, murder incidents, justice no equivalence. Lyrical abolitionists, ancestral reverence. Soul music the resonance. Mind sharp like elephants, melanin glow, elegance. Imperial pestilence, governmental negligence. Miracle black excellence, manipulate the elements. Formulate with eloquence, bars of social relevance. United Snakes decadence, African-centered preference. My people set the precedence. MCE the delegates, go and check the references. Get it out the sediment, evaporate impediments. This that shit excrement, our story indefinite. Saying cover by increments. Body temple instrument, tuned into the infinite. Over.
Knowledge bomb. What's the science, baby?
Yeah. Now we gonna tell them. That in front. We tell them like this, yo. I'm an African. I'm a African. I'm an African. I'm a African. Yeah, y'all like that? No more. This man's mind is open. I'm an African. I'm a African. I'm an African. I'm a. Let's get
And
back
that
to the
motive
gritty
is best developed by recognizing the common enemy.